So welcome to part 2 of the session. We discussed decision making and stories related to it. Now what I'm going to share with you is the key to calm and steady decision making, Dheer Nirnay Kunjika. It is a set of 7 questions meant to help you get clarity and make decision making easier for you. For audio AI users, first speak this prompt or write this prompt and then answer question by question before you begin. I'll just wait for 5 seconds if any one of you wants to take a screenshot of this, because this is not shared in the document. Okay, so if you have thought of the situation, as I share the questions in your mind, if you have the situation ready, you can get an idea of what your probable answers are going to be. And please don't answer in 2-3 words. Please write 2-3 sentences. Give the AI some context to use. The more data you give it, the more better your answers would be once you share the final prompt. Okay. And again, you don't need to share those questions, answers, or whatever insights you have gotten with me. I just want you to perform the activity and give proof that you have done the activity. You don't need to share those Word documents with me. What is one decision in your professional life right now that you know you should make, but you have not fully committed to yet? Were you afraid of making the wrong move? Afraid of how others will judge the choice? Unsure about your own priorities? Or were your options actually unclear? Or was it some other thing that is stopping you from making that decision? Something that we call as difficult decisions, decisions that are tough, usually belong to one of the 4 categories. Information problem, you don't have enough information to make that decision. So in that case, go and gather information should be your first step. Clarity problem, your priorities are not clear. You don't know if you should prioritize this or that. If you are offered a promotion with increase in workload, you are not sure if you're going to balance your work and your office life, or if you will be able to take up the new work that is offered to you because you are not an expert at it. The solution would be learn, become an expert at it. You can't refuse promotion for that. If work-life balance is a problem, see if you can get help to handle things which you think are not going to be handled. Brainstorm the different kind of solutions. Courage problem. You know the answer that I should choose this, but you are afraid of some consequence. Then if that happens, how can you deal with that consequence? Think of that. Identity problem. If you take that decision, it will change who you must become. It probably affects your comfort zone. And that change of identity, leaving the comfort zone or leaving whatever identity you have gotten used to, changing it is becoming difficult for you. Then again, that's an identity problem. So what do? You see how the transition can be made smoother if you want to take that decision. Question number 2. If you choose A and B, if A and B are your choices, what would be the worst realistic outcome if you choose A? And what's the percentage possibility of it? Is it rare? Is it 50% possible? Or 99% it is going to happen? If that decision goes wrong, what exactly do you believe will happen? This is fear clarification. If something is stopping from you from taking a decision, what is your fear? Our mind often runs loss avoidance scripts, right? There's profit, but we are trying to avoid the loss, which is not rational. It is about exposing the hidden fear that is driving hesitation. Now, if you are not able to take that decision, or if you are taking it considering today's perspective, think what would be the impact of it 5 years from now. There's actually a formula that I got that if I'm taking a decision, what would be the impact on it of it after 10 days, after 10 months, and after 10 years. So 10 days, अच्छा ठीक है हो जाएगा. 10 months it might not even matter. 10 years तो you will not even remember you had to make this decision. If the decision is really so small, why are you hesitating for it? Will I regret playing safe? Will I wish I had tried? Did I choose growth or comfort? You need to ask yourself that. When you imagine yourself 5 years later, it is about alignment with your long-term identity, your long-term goal, where you want to be. Every decision that you take today quietly moves you towards a certain version of yourself. And is this decision taking to that version which you want to be? Think about that. If it turned out to be wrong, how easily could you reverse it or recover from it? Is this a reversible decision or a one-way door? So I'll share this link with you after the session. You can go and watch. It's a 3-minute video. I'll tell you what's there in this video. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, he explains that there are one-way door decisions and there are two-way door decisions. So one-way door decision is resigning from a job, leaving a job and starting your own company. That's a one-way door decision. Now it cannot be reversed easily. But starting a new project is a two-way door decision. If it doesn't work in 10 days, 1 month, you can shut it down. Don't put too much of resources on it. If you are thinking, should I buy this dress or not? Think of the consequences. Will it affect you after 10 months? Is it that costly? If not, go and buy it. And if it is that costly, then save for 10 months and then buy it, right? That way. So one-way door decisions, most project decisions, most workplace decisions usually fall into two-way door decisions category. So for that, he says, if you have 70% of information available, then do it. You will have the chance to do trial and error. Don't wait to get 90% of information and then you will start. If you know 70%, it is good enough. Otherwise, you will just keep on waiting. And as my coach says that money loves speed. If you implement changes faster, more money comes to you. Now, money here means success in whatever you are wanting to achieve in that outcome. Okay? So is this an irreversible decision or is it a reversible one? If it is reversible, how fast can you recover from it? If you can recover fast from it, why are you hesitating? And if it is an irreversible one, what all data do you still need to make that decision? Next, whose opinion are you silently trying to protect while making this decision? Whose reaction worries you the most? Are you making the decision based on some strategy? Are you making it based on approval of someone? That if I take this decision, this person will become happy and will say, ke, "Arey wah wah." Or is it some long-term strategy game you are playing? What is your foundation of taking this decision? Your angle, your positioning. What will my boss think? What will colleagues say if this fails? What if people think I made a bad call? Not every opinion deserves equal weight. Some stakeholders matter, some do not. So if you are waiting for approval of someone, some stakeholder that matters, great. Think of how you can get that approval. If you are waiting for approval of someone who really actually does not matter, then you are wrongly waiting to decide. Because कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. So let it go. You cannot please everyone, right? I shared that yesterday as well. When exactly will you make this decision? Timeline. If there is an open loop, your brain will keep on analyzing the data. It will keep on overthinking day in, day out till you make that decision. So make a deadline that on this day, on this time, or after doing this action, I will make this decision. If you are saying after doing this action, I'll make this decision, then do that action. When will you do that action? Today, tomorrow? What's your deadline for making this decision? If you are like, what all things you need to do to make this decision and what is your deadline? Think about it. Once there is a deadline, your brain knows that this is the time I have to stop thinking about it. So it will do whatever it needs to do before that. Otherwise, because it knows you have a lot of time to decide, it will keep on thinking. And last, what is the first visible action that will follow that decision? Whatever decision you take, after that, what is the first visible, observable action that you will do? If it is a decision to pursue a new role, change of job, change of field, change of position, what is the first action that you will do? Updating your CV, your resume, reaching out to 2-3 people. If the decision is to launch something, the first action would be to write the outline or announcing that we are going to launch something. If it is to resolve a workplace issue, then the first thing would be to schedule a meeting or a conversation with that place. कि चलो भाई मिलके बैठ के बात करते हैं, solve करते हैं. Right? So what's going to be your first visible, observable action that will follow the decision? These are the 7 questions. And this is your prompt. Identify my decision-making patterns, hidden cognitive biases, point out what I am doing well in this process, identify the biggest obstacle, suggest one immediate action step, and one mindset shift. Okay? So that is the entire prompt. Clear with the questions and the prompt. You don't need to be clear with the prompt. Clear with the questions and what you have to answer. If anyone has any questions about any of the 7 questions, you can ask right now. No questions? Okay. So I have shared the document in WhatsApp group, and give me a moment. I'm sharing the link here as well. Let me pin it. Okay. It's 2020. Let's come back at 2030. I'm giving you 10 minutes to solve the answers, questions, copy the prompts, and share. You can share your insights here. You can speak up. You can write it. That's completely okay. Okay. Let's come back at 2030, 8:30. Okay.